So, well, with regard to an existing Miller, there's some news, Steve.
Yeah, there is. Over the last couple of days, there's been a club in our league, in League One, very keen on securing the services of Ollie Rathbone. Obviously, it doesn't sit with me, but a valuation has been agreed and reached, and a transfer agreement is agreed. So as we speak now, young Ollie is at that club having a medical, having agreed terms last night. And despite our endeavours to keep him here and propose a new contract, etc., Ollie made it clear that it was something he wanted to pursue. So reluctantly, the board agreed and passed that detail to me. So Ollie looks like he'll be departing for pastures new.
So close to the start of the season, but perhaps regardless, how big a blow is it to lose such an influential footballer here?
It's a blow to lose any good player, Andy, but I think it's part and parcel of football. I think if there's one criticism of Rotherham United at board level, if there is one criticism, they've allowed contracts to run down and players, good players, to leave for either some very low fees or nothing. And part of my remit coming back to the chairman is we had to maximise values all across the playing side of the football club, which is heavily subsidised by our chairman and board. And when the valuation was asked of me to be placed on Ollie, I did. And when our board members could tell me that valuation had been reached, which is a significant, reasonably substantial fee for League One, then you have to understand that would be the right exercise for the football club to do.
So are you now prompted then to look for a direct type of replacement, and will you get the incoming money to do that?
Absolutely. I've been with our chairman 3 or 4 times in the last 2 or 3 days discussing my options, alternatives if this scenario was going to unfold. And 1,000,000%, I've just been with our board this morning and presenting on a different number of subjects. But one of the things was the fee accrued to the wages that we accrue again because we lose paying them, and we're being told to come back with my preferences in terms of adding to the group. They're aware of that. So Rob Scott, you've just seen me arrive with him now, has been very active for the last 24, 40 hours for us to again strengthen our group.
Right. Is it too soon and too quick a turnaround to wonder if I keep saying direct replacement, but you could invest wherever in the squad, but some kind of replacement is lined up?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say we've significant interest in a couple of players, and it's not one, so we'd lose one and gain 2 from this exercise. That works for me, if I'm being honest. It works for the balance of the group. So we lose something it's very, very good, but we gain something that's also very, very good. So and the club maximises the value. I think for too often and too many years our supporters have been criticising the football club for that. Now the football club has acted to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. You just can't have one option. I think one option, and if it hits a dead end, you've nowhere to go. You fall off the cliff. So we've got 2 or 3 good options in the couple of positions we'd like to fill. There's obviously priorities in which order you would take them, Andy, if that makes sense, as a manager, as a coach. But we're a long way down the road. Nothing will happen for Exeter, obviously, because we have a 12 noon deadline. And really, Ollie Rathbone's deal out was only finally sanctioned when our chairman got involved last night. And as Tony Stewart does, he got some extra bits on the deal for Rotherham. So, but we'll be working over the weekend. Certainly, my focus now has to be Exeter. But certainly, from when we leave Exeter, the journey home, and Sunday and Monday, it'll be adding to this group, which is a very, very talented group we've got.
So you're reasonably confident then, if not necessarily for the cup game, but certainly for the next league game, you'll have additions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that I spoke to your chairman about late last night and early this morning is we don't want to be acting in haste. The wonderful thing is we've probably seen this coming for the best part of maybe a week, in all honesty, with this club and Ollie. They've upped their bid several times to get to the level where he was valued, but they've met it. So we've obviously, as you can imagine, you can't have that going on in the background and doing nothing about it. That would be criminal in football terms. So we've been doing lots about it, and we will have hopefully added to your group by this time next week.
as we look forward to the Exeter game, having obviously spoken to you a couple of times during pre-season, how are you looking in terms of injuries for the big kickoff?
Yeah, we're good. Listen, we've got 1 or 2 lads that need to train today, and that's because we had a very competitive game on Tuesday. Very competitive, and but they've been on the grass yesterday. We're hopeful they'll train with the full group today. But everyone available to us selection-wise, Zach Jones is had a little sickness bug yesterday. We hope he's recovered. If he's not, he won't make the trip. He's an extra player, but hopefully he makes the trip. We'll see as when a big fella walks in today. Otherwise, we're all on the boat. We're all on the boat, ready to sail to Exeter.
Looking forward to it. I mean, these days are quite momentous for everybody, aren't they? In just getting off and underway.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's exciting to be back at Rotherham United. It's exciting for everyone in football. I think when you look around it, is it exciting if you're Danny Rowe today when he wakes up and brushes his teeth? Absolutely. And I was with him last week at Length. He's excited. I was with Chrissy Wilder at the Blades a week before. Everyone's excited. Grant McCann last Saturday. Everyone's excited. It's like, for managers, it's like Christmas time. Christmas is tomorrow, tonight in Mansfield in Barnsley's case. But we're looking forward to it. So we know how tough it's going to be in League One. People thought last week I issued over caution. I'm not issuing over caution. I'm looking at the recruitment that Birmingham and Charlton and Huddersfield and Barnsley, they've all. I could keep going. Peterborough. I could keep going. The toughest League One ever, maybe say, rather than when perhaps less than that were around it.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that it's not even just teams that have been there and come down. It's those that have come up with healthy budgets as well. So it is frighteningly competitive this year in League One.
Yeah, but if you're going to be successful, you want it to be frighteningly competitive, don't you? Last time I was with the Millers, we drew Preston in the semi-finals of the playoffs. People all around this town told me we were out, and we had that most magical weekend at Wembley. So we know how tough it's going to be. I think you have to be realistic. You have to be ready to gain every inch that you possibly can in this game, in this season. And we've got some big characters in our dressing room who will hate losing more than enjoy winning, and that's a big thing.
Is that where perhaps you see similarities with this group from the group that you went through the divisions with last time?
I see similarities in the group. I see similarities in the staff. I see similarities in our support base, where everyone's positive. We know we're not going to have 46 games in League One where everyone's momentous and we all say we played wonderful football and we deserve to win. We know that it's going to be tough some weeks, but we know that over the piece we can compete in that top group. We will be in the top group, is my belief. And we have players that believe it, and that's more important, that they believe it going into the start of a tough campaign. But listen, it would rather be tough than easy, believe me.
Exeter, just finally, there is an opposition in all of this. What's your early reading of them right now?
Good manager, Gary Godwell, fellow Glaswegian. I only hate Gary for one thing. He played for Celtic. That wasn't good enough. No, he's a good guy. His recruitment has been really good in the summer, really targeted. They signed 1 or 2 players that we liked, that we made an approach for, and Gary obviously used his words to get them there, and the finance behind a club that's really well run. Tough place to go, good home, passionate home support, but we're taking a full away end, and so we know we'll be loud. Hopefully, we're proud at the end.
It says something, doesn't it, that just finally that it is a late kick-off and it is Exeter, but you will be well backed down there.
Yeah, I think South Yorkshire is famous for it, innit? You know, I spoke of my time at Leeds, where top of a mountain in a car park they turn up. I think it's the same in South Yorkshire. I think the 2 Sheffield clubs, of course, ourselves. So we're extremely privileged that we have so many fans travelling to Exeter for a 5:30 kick-off. They get home in the middle of the night. We get paid to get home at that time. They pay to do it. We thank every one of them.
Steve, Johnson Clark Harris, captain.
Yes.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, a number of clear options. What come into it at my time previously with the club. John had been here, signed him a couple of times. He's an infectious character, John. He's a positive character. He's commanding in the dressing room at the same time he can be conciliatory. So there's a number of factors, but a number of other boys could have also taken the role. But we wanted to pick someone who led in every department, and Johnson gives us that.
You came in April. It's been a really, really busy time. Well, looking back at what you've done since then, would you have settled then for where you are now?
Yeah, I think we could. I think we could have been doing with no Olligan out so late, but at the same time, I was probably the man who drove the. We can't let players run out of contract that have a value. So when you drive something and you believe in it, all the clubs I've worked in, Peterborough's and Leeds are probably the best two examples where they maximise the values of players. We've never done that. We've always believed, well, we'll just let them go. So I would certainly settle for it in terms of the boys we've got in the dressing room. I'd like one or two more with them, but we're good to go. So we'll go with what we've got, and we'll see what happens over the weekend, next few days.